I know. It's that waiting game. Are we live? Are we not live? I don't know if we're live or not, but I think we are. So thank you all for joining us tonight at this lovely occasion. We have Miss Lydia Steeves in the house,
Hello, everybody.
and she's going to be doing a cute little fluffy puppy. He's so
Fluffy
cute.
puppy.
Now he's the type that has hair, right? Not fur.
I don't
If
know any. I don't know.
you're a cat person, I know.
Oh no, it's got nothing to do with that. I was brought up with dogs, so I like dogs too, but I don't know about hair versus fur versus
Well,
what.
the way you have it all going, like he's been to the beauty parlor, is like more like hair. He is so cute. It's like you want to just snuggle with him. Yeah, it's so cute. So thank
Okay.
just so you know where you are, I'm Cindy Harrison, Artfully Connected with Cindy Harrison Facebook group that you're here. And please share and tell your friends all about these events that happen every month so that they'll come and join us too and share your work with everyone as well. And if you are doing the penciling tonight with Lydia, you can tell us all about that. Share that with us as well. You can let us know where you're from. The pattern packets, you can get them from lydiasteeves.com under Critter Squares, right, Lydia?
Yes, I have a section there.
So, and most of the pictures that she has in that section are available either on YouTube, and they will all be on YouTube eventually, or some of them might still be on the artfulwebinars.com video library.
We have tons. Eh?
Oh, God. I couldn't believe how many you had when I
I
started
know.
downloading them when Facebook said, we're getting rid of all these videos. So I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so many. But, and I don't, you've been with me since 2020, 2019.
Least, yeah. 2020 for sure is when we started the Critter Squares.
Right.
Because of the COVID, and yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a long time. So there's a lot for you to do, and she's got, free things on her website, free videos that you can go and learn the beginnings of how to do pastel, how to, do acrylics or color pencil. So go check those out as well on her website, lydiasteeves.com. And you won't, it's just wonderful because you always learn I'm just saying you always learn something new. So even if I watched it once, if I watch it a second time, I learned something else that I didn't hear
Oh
the
yeah,
first time.
it's
You know,
nice. It's
you
good
know
to
how
know.
that goes. Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. But yes, that's why I can watch movies 3 or 4 times. That then just got nothing to do with falling asleep at the end or in the middle.
Right. It has nothing to do with that. So, um, if you're that type of person, you'll get a lot out of this. So please go check it out. Now we are also going to have a show. Did you finish the one for next month yet, or are you still working on it? No, I know, just wondering at the end,
Oh, no, no,
sometimes
no.
you give us a preview
I
of what you're
do.
doing.
Yes, you're right. I don't even think we have a date booked yet for
Okay.
next month, but I was planning on doing a little sheep or something, Eastery.
Easter, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, for the Easter ones you've done in the past are awesome. Is it Itsy and the
Yes.
jelly beans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little chick and then some jelly beans and
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. So yeah, and the sheep and there's
Lots
also
of fun.
so many, but they are all adorable, and you should go check them out. In the meantime,
It's
if
time.
you are here watching, thank you for watching. Please give us some comments, and if you're not up on how this works, the more comments that are in the comment section, the more people will be it will go out to more people. It'll reach more people.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it's an algorithm that I'm not 100% on, but the more comments that we put in there, the faster other people will see it.
Oh,
And
okay.
if you have friends out there that you would like to join you in watching Lydia tonight, you can tag them by putting an @ in front of their name. If you do this with her, either tonight or in the future, you can tag her name and she will be notified that there's something for her to look at. And yeah, so if you're watching the replay, thank you for being here and taking time out of your day to watch the replay too. And hope that you enjoy this this event tonight, and I am going to um, pin you for right now and let you take her away.
Well, I Googled fur slash hair, and fur is short, dense, and sheds, and hair is actually grows. So then yes, this is hair, not fur. Mystery is solved.
You bet. And we always like to solve our mysteries.
Yes. Okay. We are going to do this little cutie. And I did teach it to a couple of people this week, just a couple of friends of mine, and we did a very good job and had a wonderful time. So I am sure that we're going to have a great time tonight as well. So we are going to start off with coloring in the eyes. Now, for this little pupster, I did not do, it's not like a cat eye where you have a very clear iris and a very clear pupil. This is going to be just a brown, there's going to be a pupil, but it's going to be done just a little bit different. And this is dark umber is what I've got going here. So you'll color in just with a nice, even pressure, this dark umber. Now on this side, you'll do the same thing, but we have fluff coming in front. So keep that in mind as you are coloring this eye. Okay, so just kind of, here we go, and that's like a bit of a jaggy edge there. They're about the same size. Okay. And now we're going to do the pupil. You see, you can see that it's darker in the middle, and we will have a highlight as well. So that's what we're going to do now, is we're going to put the black in, it's not right in the middle, it's mostly up at the top, and then it's coming down, not all the way to the bottom. And you can see that you're not going to see that clear definition. So same thing on this side. You're going to put a ball around right in there. Okay, so now if your pencil's dull, you might need to sharpen it. And we're going to outline the eye.
Here's your first question.
Okay.
Um, is this on Stonehenge paper?
Oh, yes. Yes. This is a fawn color. I used to use this color all the time before we moved to the craft, but it's a nice color. A little bit of a toned color. Okay, so you're outlining the eye. Here we go. So not around the bottom of this one because of that fluffy. And then we're going to just softly put in some dark in this inner corner here. And we're going to make sure that the black at the outside is a little bit wider here because we have to have room to put this little sparkle. So don't make this too skinny. And we can always add more if we decide we need to. Now on this side, of course, is not going to have that center, that inside triangle, because of course it's covered by that fluff. But we will do a bit of darkening just at the back here, just a bit. We'll get back and we'll fine tune it up a little bit more as we go along. Okay, so just a little something there, just to get that idea. Okay. Now for the nose, same sort of thing. We are going to start with the dark umber and I'm going to color almost to the outer edge. There we go. And then you switch over to your black and you will get those nostrils in. a little heavier pressure for the nostrils. We're going on the side too. Okay, two little cutie nostrils there. And then with this black, we will start, let's say we'll start here at the bottom, and that's where we're going to be right at the outside, still with the circles, and you are going to come up, and you are going to come up and up and fade into that brown. So it's a seamless joining. We'll do the same thing here at the top. So the black is at the outside mostly, well, and then you come toward and over and onto the brown. So then we're going to do this little line. And the challenge for this one is that we tend to want to straighten everything out and make it perpendicular to the side. So really have to fight that. So sometimes we'll turn it, and then we'll be able to get this line exactly where we want it. Okay. And then we're going to just create this bottom lip with little short lines. And he is or she is smiling. So bring it up just a bit at the edges. Don't do too heavy. Okay, just those little teeny little lines there. Okay, so we've got some expression. So that's good. And here we go with the white. So there's all sorts of things that are going on. And basically, she's a cute little mom, right? So we have to find some things to really concentrate on and make sure we actually get. So that's part of it is the flow as it gently comes up and around, but also these little fun little curls and tufts and things like that. So let's make sure we get this one. And I'm pressing very hard. Okay, and press that one, and then start filling in with longish strokes, not, because after all, we now know this is hair, not fur. Okay, so you just kind of come in here, and you don't have to stick exactly where all those little, triangle tip things are. They're just a suggestion. And you come down, and you come in here. Just put that in, and then this is white in here. I guess it's a little bit like a tabby line. Okay, so these ones go a little this way, and straight up, and then these ones come to the left. And keep twisting your pencil so that we don't have to sharpen it too often. Let's get this fluff in front of that eye. That can all be done with this pencil that we haven't sharpened just yet. Okay, and then this other little cheeky part of this side. And under that. Okay, now let's sharpen now. Now we've got a few little things happening here. So this is just a little triangular thing here. And then we have another, oops, longish thing coming this way. I'm not gonna make myself stay with that curly. I don't know what's going on there. So, but I want to have this one straight out. So I'm just ignoring that transfer line stuff. All right. So let's go up to the top of the head and have a look at the hairdo. You see how there's this little thing that goes this way and this way, and these little curls. Those are very definite little things, edges of the head. And we definitely want those. So let's take this big one and we will start in there. And then the next one. And then we have a smaller one here. So that's like three little lumpy things happening. And if we end up coloring something that's going to be black, that we will want to have black, that's okay because black will cover the white. Much better to do that than come back and say, oh, I should have kept that white. Just give that other a little bit more of a point. So here we've got like a kind of a cowlick. This is actually going to be black, this little guy here. And this one, black tips anyway. And then we'll have the sideways fluffy thing. And then we're going to have this little funny thing here. It's got quite the little hairdo. Quite the little hairdo. And we want to make sure that we keep it because I think it's pretty bright. Oh. Now this part here is still head. And it will be darker too by the time we're finished, but we'll put some white kind of in the middle. Okay, so you can see that's going to be head. This is going to be head. This is all ears, hair. Right, so we've got that. We've got this is going to end up being black. That's a black marking. So we'll just skip over that and we will put in some white. Okay, nicely curving this way. These are going to be curving back. What's going on here?
Here's an interesting question. Norma would like to know how many layers of pencil can you get on the Stonehenge paper?
Well, I mean, a true pencil color artist can put on like I mean without the Gamsol and things like that, you could put a lot. I mean, I think I probably put in about 8, at least 8 to 10. So you could, it's got a fair bit of tooth.
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
Well, you kind of need to put a bunch on for sure.
The more the better, right? I mean, the
Usually,
more layers you can put on it, then you're not, the
yeah,
better it is. Yeah.
because then you get that sort of you don't see the tooth of the paper, that you get to fill the paper a little bit better, and then you get to have more of a look like that where it's smoothed in and pushed into the paper
Is it
rather
like
than
a painterly look? Because it almost looks like you painted them.
That's the Gamsol. So
Oh,
if you just color one layer, you get that kind of a look where you can see the texture of the paper, and then you'd have to do another one, and then another one, and another one. So like I'm on about 5 by now, and still there's lots of room for more. Lots of room for more. So it's like acrylic painting too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Norma said, thanks so much. Good info. And Elkie and Billy are loving this little sweet puppy. He's so cute.
It's a cutie pie for sure. And I'm happy I got the photo from her mom. Okay, so I'm coming down the sides now here. And maybe not coming all the way in, but just popping this white in here. You know how these little dogs always seem to have this brownish staining around the eyes and the mouth and things like that. And so that's what we're going to be doing next or soonish. Okay, so this is going to be brown and that's going to be brown. And like I said, you can put extra white on, that's okay, because the white will help us for the rest of it. All right, now let's get some on the chin. Then we've got the chest to do. And the chest is kind of a hodgepodge, little short strokes. Do a fairly heavy pressure on this and change the direction a lot. She got trimmed. You know how if a kid, even a kitty actually, they get those mats and you have to kind of take them off. Now, when you get to this side, this is the edge, I think, yes, of the shoulder, shall we say, and then we'll have a little bit of body back there too. And this is all in shadow. So we'll put some white in, and then we will come in and shade that. Okay, so I'm just really being a little bit on the messy side. So we've got a lot of things happening for this pupster. We've got this close shaved, mottled look, and we've got long hairs for the chin or for this little cheeky part, and a nice stylized hairdo. And now we have also got these longer lines that we're going to be doing for the ears. So I hope you bought or brought along a new white because we use a lot. Okay, so now we got this long lines of white. They won't stay pure white the same way these other places will. And as you get to the end of this is going to be a little bit well, stringier, for the lack of a better word. There's no hairs or body or anything behind the tips of these ears. So just put a few lines in there, try to get that flow going, and we'll be back with black, obviously, to do a lot of that as well. On this side, we're going to try to keep this. You swoop it around, and then we've got a kind of a wiggly one here. Okay, I'm going to sharpen again. Okay. Getting to the edge of the here too, and we don't want it to be super solid. We'd like to have some of these stray lines. So we've got this one, this little swoopy thing. We've got a couple extra ones there, and then we just have some lines. Trouble with this one.
Brenda's wondering, she goes, love this. She said, have you thought of doing a French bulldog in brindle colors? I would love to do one of those. Thank you.
French bulldog. Didn't I do those last year?
I think, is that the ones you did for the fundraiser?
No, they were Christmas ones.
Oh, okay. I'll go check
You
it
know
out.
what those are?
I am not a dog person, so
Isn't
yeah.
that a French bulldog?
Oh.
Then we have a gray one. Remember?
Yeah.
Bisley and Kiki.
And that would be fur, not hair, because they're short.
I guess. Look at you.
I know
Being
hair. I know hair and fur. That's about it.
Let's look at you knowing all about these things.
Mm-hmm.
I broke my pencil sharpener. Okay, so we're just putting some white here because we want to have gray later. All right. That's probably good. That's probably good right now. And now we're going to take a light umber. And we are going to come in behind this little cheek, right? And we're going to bring that light umber in behind what we've done, but we're bringing a few lines inwards too. We want this to look natural. So color, 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 and then bring some lines in. Coloring here, and we're going to bring some lines in. And coming down a little on the chin, in towards where the edge of the smile is. Okay, and then back up here in the middle or this inner corner, bring some upwards. You're not making a marking as such, you're just bringing in some shapes and some color. Okay. And this is a good color to explore with because it's not that dark and we can easily absorb it into anything else that we're planning on doing. Okay, so we can start to see that a bit better. And we'll do the same thing here. And I can color right over this white because the white's resisting it. Okay, so then just kind of color this section and then pull some lines inwards. Same sort of thing. They just have to go with the flow of everything. Whoever asked about that French bulldog, is that what you're thinking of? Just
Let's see. She goes, thank you, ladies. Do you have patterns for those? Absolutely,
yes,
she does.
I'm pretty sure they're on my website, and it was a class.
I'll go see if it's in the library. Let's see.
Those were my daughter's friends. If they're not on my website yet, they can be because they were not even just last year, it was the year before. Yep, there they are. Pups Love Christmas.
Pups love Christmas.
Pups Love Christmas, because these guys did. All right. And okay, so I'm just coloring in again here, putting some brownish around the eyes, just in a general filling up of that area. Nothing too crazy, not yet. And we can darken, we have the dark umber 2, and we could darken a little bit now or maybe a little bit later. So let's do the black next. And that's going to be right. Remember, we were saying there's an actual marking right in here. So I'm just making a line this way and I'm making a line this way. And I'm just kind of trying to get that flow. And they might not be exactly what we want yet, but there's loads of time to do a bit of adjustments.
Norma has a question. In colored pencil, would you always put the whites and lights first?
Usually, yes, because it's just really difficult. If I want that white, then it kind of needs to be white right off the bat. I'm never going to be able to get that white back. So it's a good way of um, making sure. It's kind of like white. It's like watercolors. You have to protect those whites a bit. Okay, so there's a bit of eyeliner right in here. Okay, so much on this side. Okay, so I've got my marking ish there. And I just need to make a few more lines coming up and into the white along there. And now these curls. Let's get this figured out. So it's like the tips are black. So there's a tip. Okay. And there's another tip. So you draw the edges and then the tip, and then you drag some lines inwards and over the white. This is definitely a black tip. Pull those lines. This is actually going to end up to be a grayish one in more so than a tipped white. So I'll just put some lines in there. I'm not going to color it. I'm just putting lines of black. And this one is whiter. Put some black in there, quite lightly, very lightly. And then this one, it's a backwards one. There's black here. And then it comes white at the tip. So I think that takes care of that. Now we get to this little cowlick here, which is black at the tip again. So individual little lines and curve them up. And when they curve this way, it's the nature of a cowlick, I guess. It kind of goes all over the place. And black again at the tip. Okay, keep just nice, stroke it in, just stroke it in, lift up your pencil at the end of your stroke. And then we have this little bit of cowlick again. And some are darker, some are lighter, some are long, some are short. So it's looking cute, right? With that little hairdo. Okay, and then this edge, we've got I guess black at the top. They're not quite as individual as these were. They kind of are coming more together, even though the pattern sort of shows you a whole bunch. of points. It's still part of the head edge. Just have a look at it, and sometimes just turn your piece like this. You can see, oops, look at that. Look at the nose, how it's drooping on this side. Not good. I'm going to just fix that and make sure that the nose is a little bit higher on that side, so that now it makes it even here. Okay, so keep that in mind as you're coloring. All right, what are we going to do here? I think this is mostly dark behind. So this is ear then. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the edge of the head. Kind of doing two things at the same time. We're trying to find this edge of head, so we kind of have to color this way. And then at the same time, we need to have these long flowy ears. So maybe just do this lightly. Just kind of color in edge of head, and then you can drag some long lines. Not too many. Try to keep this white. Just kind of. And when you get to the bottom here, try to make some nice finishing lines. Keeping in mind what I was saying before, where there's really not going to be a lot behind it. So they're more individual. A nice little curve here. And she's a puppy, so she's been out playing, sure. All right. This side. So that's head. What is this? Who knows? It's a puppy. So we're just going to come along here and make some long lines. It could be part of the ear. It could be part of some other fluff. And we need to have some dark again. We need to color behind the white of the head. And we'll come down just into the chest, because we said that we are going to shade that, so we can start a little bit. And now it's ear. I'll get that going. Oh, and then, yeah, it's kind of all over the place here. We've got things. Little shaggy girl. Actually, it wasn't last Wednesday. Wednesday's the time that I go to the shelter, and it wasn't this week, it was last week. There was actually one of these little guys there having a dental. I thought, and the cutest little eyes, and the same sort of a smile and everything. He was adorable. And then there's a bit of black here, and that's maybe the back, just to kind of finish off that shape. All right. I think that's probably, it's good enough for now. We can figure that, like, we'll rub it up and you'll see how nicely that Gamsol is going to work. But let's put just a tiny bit of the dark umber in here now. just to get it started. So I put it in the corners and put some down here. There we go. That's good. That's good. That's pretty much photo one. And we are going to take our water brush. We'll get that started. And we will put it on everything. You don't have to be too careful, just kind of put it on everything. Don't. Oh, I didn't notice. There we go. Now the nose is stopped. And in the packet, it says rub with a 1, but there's no such thing. I must have meant a 0. So make sure that your moon scrubbers are clean. And then we're just going to rub everything. So just see what it's going to do. The black will probably move for you. And you're not trying to keep the whites clean. You actually want them to get dirty. We're trying to make some light grays, some different values of grays. And even the blacks, they're not going to stay pure black either, because we're rubbing the white into. And that's okay too. So now, instead of just a black and white drawing, we've got a few values of gray in there too, which you need all the values to make something look natural and round. Yeah, 3D. I don't want round like a blueberry or something. Okay, so just gonna rub, and it will rub as much as it's going to. Don't like rub it to smithereens. And rub the white too, even though you maybe don't see as much of anything that's happening. We'll still do it because something is. Just gonna keep looking around, looking around. So then I'll wipe it again and I'll just rub the eyes. And then the nose. And with what's on my brush, I'm going to come up and I'm going to put some black at the top of the nose here. I can even rub the bottom of the nose and just soften it. And now we're going to get going on some of the details. So ginger root is our next cut. And we're just very gently going to highlight those eyes. It's just a little tiny, very light highlight here and there. And see a little bit there and there. It's not a big highlight, just a little bit. So let's start in around, what's that? 5 o'clock. Feather touch, just a feather touch and in circles and come upwards to about 2. And then come down and around and fade at about 7, 6 or 7. needs to be very light, super light touch. And then up here at about 10-ish, 11, just put a little skimpy more. Now on this side, it's coming about 3-ish, up and around, disappearing at 12. And here we're starting at 7-ish, bumping into the fur on the right, and then fading off about 9. And then we are going to take our dark umber and just go over, well, maybe we should take light umber. Let's go with light umber. And go over top of that ginger root. Just because ginger root is such a foggy color. It's not that pleasant. So let's just make it a light brown by putting the light umber over top. And if we want them darker, we can always put the dark umber over top. Let's try it first with the light. And then we'll just take our black and do we need to adjust some things? Darken here in the corner. Very light touch, super light. And maybe you need to go around again. Is this wide enough at the back? And maybe you need to put the pupils on or just deepen them. And this side, same sort of thing, just do it gently because when we put more OMS on, it's going to take all that black and intensify. Okay, so just kind of check to see what you've got. Maybe go again. Same with the pupils here. And then if you've got a 0, 0, maybe you want to rub again. So if you can see a pupil and definite irises, then I would take the dark umber and just make that less noticeable. They should be like a nice, rich, dark brown. And you could use ginger root for these little sparkles at the back, if you like, or sharp white. If you use white, it could be a bit bright, and you might need to dull that. So we've got just a few teeny weeny little sparkles, and then of course the actual real sparkle. See, now we can just wrap it up right now because you've got cute little eyes. Let's get a nose in too, and after that, it's just, hair. So we're going to take our ginger root again. Hopefully it's sharp still, and you are going to highlight with little, I don't want to say dots, because then we go dot, 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 dot. But it's the texture of a dog's nose. It's kind of got some little circly dots, kind of dabs. So bring that down, and you want to highlight that bottom edge of the nostril too. I'll do a little shaky. Shaky stroke there. And of course, you can add your black back if you need to. I mean, they are black noses, usually, a dark, like a super dark brown. So you could add a little bit of black. You could add a little bit of dark umber in there. You can rub. Maybe instead of rubbing, what you could do is just stipple. So that we have, like these were rubbed because they're smooth, but this could be stippled. And then you think you got some sort of texture, but you just like a little bit more, then you would take your white and highlight that left side. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's just sweep off some of this debris here. And then we'll just check our white. Put another layer of white in. So let's go to the middle here. Maybe I'm going to tip it again so that it's straight on. And we're going to try to make this marking in the middle. It's not super symmetrical. Like it's not, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, bing, 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 bing. So let's do something to change that. So we'll get that one, and then this one will be a bit shorter, but start to swing it. And then be very careful just in front of this eye. Come back. Now this one's kind of interesting if you can get this where it's a two-prong effect. So that's better. That's not 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got this, we've got two-prong, we've got a bigger one here. I mean, if you had your dog that was very symmetrical like that, then that would be fine, but she was not. She had a different look. Okay, so I'm just bringing that all down like that. Come toward this black part that we had and just lighten up on your pressure as you come towards that so that you get a nice joining. Sharpen, sharpen. And then let's see what we can do. So it's quite white close to the nose at the side. And then we've got some hairs. Okay, so I like that little shape. Think of the shape of what you're trying to do. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now what about this side? Now this has got this curve. Make it what you want. So if it's coming too close to the eye, maybe we can just take a dark color. You can change it. Bring it wider down here. think that's okay. It's a little bit bright, but that's easy enough to fix. Okay, so then again, I'm tipping it this way so that I've got a better sense of she's not super symmetrical on both sides, but we don't want to have this side going up this way and that side coming down that way. So keep an eye on direction. And sometimes if you did just tip it this way, straighten it up, you can have a better view. Okay, so this is not too bad. I almost like it the way it is. I'm going to whiten close to the nose here too. But not underneath, just like at the sides here. Okay. And then we'll sharpen up our white and just get in there with a few little light lines. Just a couple. Just to go down into the black. But we will make this part right here, just that little bit of chin, the brightest white. Not all the way across. And we'll do the same to the lips too, where we'll darken right there, but not all the way across. We want this to be the brightest right in the. And we can just bring a few little lines down. I'll sweep off some of the debris again. Just be careful when you're sweeping, because sometimes you take a piece of pigment and right across. Wipe off your tip. Now let's have a look at this cheek. This is a cheekbone right there, and it should be probably the whitest on this. And do you like this outside shape? If you can, see how it's rounded here, and then got a little something coming out, a little something more, and then it finally comes down into the chin. Those are nice little things that you can try to capture. And you can do it two ways, of course, right? We can do it with the white pulling outwards, and then we can take our dark and chop inwards from behind. So bring some white out, try to see what you can do. And then we'll bring the rest out later. So bringing this way just above the eye. We'll go into the black and back out because we like gray. Some parts is nice to get a little whiter. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's make it white for now. We can always make it a kind of gray. It's like I didn't quite get enough air on there in the first place. And then this is white. Got some more white, just a few little lines here and there. This is quite white. Okay, so we're just pretty much doing the same thing, but with a critical eye, because now we have something to work with. This part, that's going to be gray, and then this is going to be more white. Just a few lines. Okay, I lost the tip on this one. Okay, got it back. Oops. Okay, be careful. Yeah, sometimes have to clean the tip of your pencil. And this can be a problematic little something here. It's not really a pointed tuft, just kind of there, extra stray. And if you still don't like it later, you can, I moved mine quite a bit actually. I had it in there a couple of times and I thought, no, don't like that, and just kind of, move it around. That's where this little tool does come in handy. So if I don't want it curved quite like that, I can just take some of it off. And then bring another color in there. And for the French Bulldog, I think we used it a couple of times there too. Just another tool that you can use. And mostly I've used them well, I used it on the Highland Cow too, that's coming up. So we can put in some more white on these ears if you want, but they aren't white. Just want to make sure I've got that. And I think that's pretty much it. This is also going to end up to be darker, so we won't do too much there. We need to do too much on the ears with white. Can you see your curls? Okay, so like there's the curls. That's what we're trying to make light gray. And can you see them? Can you identify them? All right. But do a bit more on the chest just to see. Put something here. Some of the paper still showing through. That's good. That's just fine. I want this to be curved. Okay, I want that to be curved upwards. Don't want to have big, long, hairy bits hanging down there. Just leaning back and looking at what I've got. Okay, just doing a little fine tuning. Thinking about that flow. It really is all about the flow of that hair, creating that little mop. Right, I think that's probably okay. Yeah. Just got my dark umber here, and I'm trimming things from behind. So look at your fluff in front of the ears. Is it all one line? Or do you need to put and adjust a bit there? Bit of darkish here. I think we're okay. Maybe a couple more lines of brown above this eye. This is darkish at the sides of the mouth. Do you have that? So I just, use this color as I went along. Because sometimes the light umber is a little too light. And there is, make sure you got a nice point. If you transferred a couple of lines, there's a little tiny bit of stray lines there. Okay, so now have a look at her. And you have Cool Gray 50. That is to break up any of your whites that are maybe just a bit too solid. You'd like to have something there You don't want to do black and then OMS and then rub. You would like to actually have a little bit more control. So you'll take this cool gray 50 and you'll break up or join. It's a nice color. So for instance, in some of these here, it'll shade white, and it might even highlight some of the black, bring some lines coming down, joins things. Just a light touch on this. Okay. So like for instance, right in here, maybe you'd like to have a bit more definition, and you were beating it with the white, trying to get that. And of course, white only does what it can do. And then you need to have a bit of gray. So maybe you're joining between the black and this white wasn't that soft, and you'd like it softer. You'll put some of this gray in here. Maybe some underneath the nose in this little shaded area. What about your cheeky parts here? Do they need to have something? You don't have to do everything. If you like what you've got, you don't have to tweak it. If it's perfect, that's good. Okay, right here, I don't want this white to be pure white from here right to the eyes. So I want it to be a little darker as it gets towards the eye. And I'm just about all the way around. Definitely, though, we need to do some on the chest. So let's go in under the chin here, and very just messy like we did the white. Get some bit of shadow. And you can see I actually have it like quite gray, even though it's a white chest. You need it gray. And if you have lots of transfer lines on your piece, you might want to go in underneath those and see if you can't just absorb them a little bit. You always take them off too, but it's always nice to see if you can't just absorb them. There we go. You can always, at any time, if you think that, oh, I just want to smooth something out, you can always take your moon scrubber. You could probably put one more OMS on too, especially when we will do the black again. And you could maybe put the OMS on after that, and then rub one more time. Oh, I did that dark umber, so that's what I'm trying to just kind of rub in. Okay. So you can do the dark umber again. You can do the light umber if you need to have more brownish staining. You have also in the palette a cool gray 90%. And that's also a nice color. You could go straight to black, but sometimes it's nice to have one more step in there. So what I'm going to try here now, remember I was telling you about this? So first of all, I need to find out where I want it to come in. So try to find where that would be. It's probably right there. And then just come from the back or the ear and just come in. And then maybe another. Just so that it's not too red. I think I do want a bit of black here too. More or less on, and we'll rub this and see what we've got. Needs more lines in there too. I'm wiping my brush quite a bit more than I was in that first time, but I want to really control. I want to control the amount of black that gets back in to the white area. And I can do white again. Just keep wiping your tip too. Getting to the end now, so you don't want any surprises. There we go. See how I'm just kind of breaking up that edge to make her fluffier. See, and you can, just like every time you do stuff, get softer and softer. All right, let's back to this ear now. I think we need more lines. And we could put some Cool 50 in there. I mean, it's mostly black and white. That's what she is. She's black and white. And when we put the Gamsol on, we make the gray. But you want more individual lines for these ears. So even if you decide to rub again, they're just longer hairlines, and some are gray and some are black. And I really think for this one, for this little creature, if you've nailed the eyes and the nose and this little smirky, you pretty much got it. He's just adorable. And I would darken in here just a bit, and I would do that with the coolant.
Well, your audience thinks he's adorable also.
Oh, good. And it's a girl. Evie. Evie is her name. Yeah, so I could work a little bit more on this ear, although you can see it's not like it's not really where you really need to work at it. This is the part right in here. Do you have a nice black marking area? Do you have this nicely? Obviously, you'll get your eyes and your nose. When you do the muzzle here, that's pretty white here and here, white here. Oh, and I did say that you could go back, let's say, and darken the mouth a bit, just a bit, and just right there. Don't go all the way across. It's just that bottom lip. If it's perfect, don't fuss it, right? Don't do every step if it's not something that your little girly needs. Now, there is one more thing. I just thought that maybe a tint or two might be nice to just say that it's a little bit more than a black and white picture, but also because again, the staining that's around in these little pupsters, it is brown, but it's also got a slight pinkish tinge to it. So clay rose is very nice, and you won't get into too much trouble with that at all. And then just because I thought it maybe needed a little bit more, I went with this chestnut. And right here is darker. You put a little black in too, I guess. And maybe just a little bit on this side. It just, like I said, it just is a little bit of a pinkish brown. Because she's a girl. No, because the staining on a little pupster, it is sort of a brownish natural pink. There we go. Yeah. Now I have three of these little things. I think that's it. I think we're done. Yeah.
Woo! Awesome. He is just love her. Just love her to death. And I'm not a dog person, but that dog is so adorable. How can you not love her, right?
Exactly. How can you not be a dog person?
Uh,
It's an animal person in general, I think. I like them all.
I guess I tend to be more cats. I don't know. Maybe because I feel that they don't need as much attention.
Gosh, they're just, well, it is true, but they can be quite needy. So Zelda today, she was eating or biting the plastic sheet bags that I had my pink flamingos in.
Yeah.
And then she stopped that, and I had my hand down there, and I had my hand. Then I moved it, and then I moved it again, and then I moved it again, and she just kept chomp, 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 chomp all along. And then she went to behind me, and I do have one. I guess it was the pastel lantern that's not in the bag. And so to get to the next bag, she was so
Oh no.
all blue right there. And it was because she wanted a snack. And so finally I did, get off my butt ski and go
I
upstairs.
was going to say, I would think that you would speak cat by now with all the cats that you've
Kind of knew it, but she eats a lot. So we're trying to keep her.
keep her thin. Yeah. Doesn't sound like it's working too much. Anyways,
Nice picture of her. She's got a big blue thing right there.
did you
So
post it?
they're needy. They are just as needy.
Well, you just don't have to go out and walk them like in the cold.
Yeah,
We're
no,
thinking like we wouldn't want to own a dog right now because it's so cold outside. We wouldn't want to walk it.
it's definitely, yeah, dogs like they're and they love to be outside. Most of them love to be outside in the in the snow and
It's the Huskies just love it, and they and you well even your wolf with the little bit of snow on. Yeah, they just love that stuff, and it is what it is. So I don't love it. I'm gonna go down south and hope it warms up. So
uh, apparently it's not that great down there. Not when you're driving, not for northerners going down there and expecting beautiful weather.
yeah, 40s and 50s. It'll be 60s, and I think Orlando is gonna. I'm not sure about Jacksonville. I think Orlando is gonna be in the 80s by end of next week, but I won't be in Orlando. I'll be in Jacksonville. So we'll see. I am bringing a few pieces of capris. So I don't have all long pants, but I have enough for the week. But I am bringing some capris just on the smeared chance it warms up. So everyone is loving it, Lydia. You can
Good.
Lydia will go check out all that afterwards and see if I missed any questions. Um, and yeah, and so I did go put Franny. Someone was asking about Franny. I went and put her on YouTube. She is on the in the website library, but I did go put her on YouTube too. And I see I gotta do a lot more. So
Get to work, quit playing in the sun and get to work. Hey.
I know, but the convention is what, just 2 weeks away? So
Uh, I guess so.
if you haven't signed up for the convention yet, you should go check that out.
Yeah.
And Lydia has a couple classes
I
and a
do.
make it take it with Itsy in it. You
Yes,
gonna show it? You gonna
I,
show it?
I was gonna show my Cedric.
Uh-huh.
Cedric is right here.
You can back up a little. Yeah, there
Why
you
don't I
go.
do it this way?
Oh, you could do it that way too.
Here we go. So I've got little Cedric here, and I've got Itsy as a make and take. So there's where that's the one that's actually on the video for every single element that's there. And then you will also get the full campfire scene in the packet. So that's that one. And then the flamingos is the pastel. If you are interested in pastel, I think they should be pretty fun to do, especially when we're talking about warm climates. So those are the ones that I will have on offer.
So, absolutely, you should go and check out the convention. And I still have some goodie bags that if you haven't been seeing other people, I think they've been posting, at least they've been sending me emails saying they love the goodie bags and everything in it and um, some pretty neat stuff and useful stuff. So hopefully you'll want to sign up for some classes and go check that out, and I'll get your goodie bag out to you ASAP. And everybody this year is going to get an ornament from Pinecraft in the PDF acrylic project PDF from Debbie Cushing. So that's in the goodie bag as well. And there's also a ornament and a link, I think, to Erica Joanne's website to get the PDF from her for free. So that's in the goodie bag. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Yes,
So
like a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. So then also too, we have a few seats left in the Artful Affair that happens in May, and that's the only artfully connected, no, Artful Webinars in-person event where we all meet and greet and have fun and hang out together and paint and pencil and create, just have a good time. And that's going to be in New Jersey. So this is going to be the last year for New Jersey, and next year will be somewhere new. And if you attended this year's, you'll get first dibs to join us in the following year. So anyways, please check
Yes,
it out.
sounds good.
Thank you so much. Do you have the one the next webinar you're doing too that you want to show off?
What is the next webinar? Oh, that's my donkey.
Your summer wreath? He's adorable too. Is it a he or a she?
Oh, I don't know about this one. I haven't met this one personally, so.
It reminds me of the Shrek movies with Donkey played the voice of Eddie Murphy. He just has attitude. Just has
Yes, yeah.
attitude.
I just thought we haven't done a donkey, and I just thought it was pretty fun and poking his head through the wreath there. I mean, I suppose you could. It's kind of like the wreath that I did with the two bunnies, and then I put it on a box. So I mean, this could be done something on something different too, and maybe like put a fence. Could be putting this little face over the fence, and then all the heather could be down at the bottom. Lavender,
Right.
it's lavender, I think.
Lavender.
Yeah.
So,
Anyhow, we'll do
anyways,
something. Think about things that
think
always can be changed or
absolutely,
morphed to make it
absolutely.
whatever you need.
So please go check it out and see, and hopefully we'll see you in a class.
Yes,
So
sounds good to
till
me.
next time, thank you and happy Valentine's Day too
Oh,
early.
yes, both of us wearing pink.
I know we got the memo. We seem to do that a lot lately. Take care, everyone. Have a good and stay safe and
Good
warm.
night, everyone. Good night.